A very warm welcome to this week, 60 minutes of analytical review of the big stories, topical issues and all the controversies around the world. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja, and I'm Sumner Sambo. In the headlines, misfortunes hit PDP as Akwa Ibom State Governor Umanah dumps party for ruling APC. Commissioner dumps cabinet refuses to sail away on same APC ship with Governor Umanah. And ahead of 2027, two former Rivers governors, ex-transportation minister Rotimi Amechi and FCT minister Nyesom Wike, in fierce battle for political supremacy. Who really made who in politics and how? Stay with us as we bring you details. Welcome to the program. Now we begin with the gale of defection hitting Nigeria's main opposition, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, following the exit of the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umanah, from the party to pitch tent with the governing All Progressives Congress, APC, a move that may have further compounded PDP's misfortunes in recent times. The defection of the Akwa Ibom State governor comes less than 2 months after Sheriff Oborevwori, the Delta State governor, traveled the same political route. The APC National Working Committee has, however, expressed delight at Governor Umanah's decision, describing it as a significant boost to both the party and the people of Akwa Ibom. But the Conference of Professionals in the PDP says Governor Umanah's defection to APC is a political miscalculation, which will confine him to oblivion at the next elections. Now, the Commissioner for Special Duties and Ibom Deep Sea Port, Imemobong, has, however, resigned from Governor Umanah's cabinet, saying he would not defect along with the governor based on personal principles. Now, until last Friday, Akwa Ibom State has been governed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, since Nigeria's return to democracy in 1999. Well, to help us make sense of the wave of defections in the PDP, especially the latest episode in Akwa Ibom State, we have joining us in the studio a former Commissioner for Information in the state, Umanah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shari. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so good to have you again.
First, Umanah is the current Commissioner for Information in Akwa Ibom State and a former member of the House of Representatives.
Yes.
So I think that's where the mix
to put it in proper context.
Let me put it in proper. So I would speak both with the authority of the government of Akwa Ibom State that I represent in the cabinet as Commissioner, and of course as a politician who is also involved in the political process.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Commissioner. So let's talk about how this issue, it's a very challenging time for the people of Akwa Ibom, and very straight on. There's a straight on division between Governor Umanah and then, of course, his predecessor, former Governor Emmanuel Udom. And it looks like people are divided in the cabinet as to whether to go with Governor Umanah or to remain on the platform that made them who they are, because majority of them were actually sent into cabinet by former Governor Emmanuel Udom. How divisive is this move?
Thank you very much. I want to start by saying that Akwa Ibom State is not divided. Akwa Ibom State is still running in a whole, some movement behind His Excellency Governor Umanah, as it were today. And I'm saying this from a standpoint of knowledge and strength, knowing as a participant observer what has happened and so on. I'm happy to be here on this program this week, and we're looking at the biggest event this week, yes, was the movement in Akwa Ibom, like you rightly said, the progressive movement by His Excellency Governor Umanah with the people of Akwa Ibom State into the APC. That is no more news, because that happened in the glare of live television and Nigerians yesterday. Yeah. Now, what are the points to look at? First, is it within the constitutional rights of the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umanah, to decide which political party or political association or movement to belong to? The answer is yes. Section 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, guarantees him and anyone else such rights. So he has exercised that right in accordance with the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I know that, every Nigerian knows that. Number two, what are the conditions preceding any action like you saw yesterday, culminating perhaps in a movement from one political party to the other. You and I know that the political party, yes, the PDP that saw the governor to the office of governor, as of today can no more be said to be what it was at that time. Yeah. So the conditions have changed because the party at the national level, it's I think it's big trouble. No one can really place what is happening. And then the governor is at the driver's seat. He understands the roadmap and he knows where he's going with his people. And he is working the direction that will keep the state safe in the political sale, in Nigeria. So it's still within the confines of the statutes that allows him to make that decision. 3, did he make this decision just by himself or to himself, unto himself? The answer is no, because he spent time consulting the various strata of Akwa Ibom society. And that's why you saw in that hall yesterday that the State House of Assembly in totality came out, where the speaker spoke on their behalf, declaring the support and moving with the governor to the APC. The National Assembly caucus all came out, led by the chairman of the caucus, because the Senate president, of course, it's at a higher level. So the Senator Kong Samson spoke on their behalf. And they lined up all there and declared support and moved with the governor. The local government chairman, all of them marched out there and stood there and spoke and declared their support and moved with the governor. The members of the State Executive Council all marched out, led by the Secretary to Government, declared their support. Yes, one person, like you said, decided, or he has a right to his decision to say that he was resigning because he doesn't want to. Yes, that is one.
Yeah, I mean, he said for personal reasons.
Yeah, that's one out of 28. It's one out of 28, and of course, it's his personal decision.
But we hear that there's an ongoing tension. I mean,
no,
with some cabinet members.
There's absolutely
because some of them are loyal to former governor.
There is absolutely no tension. Because if there's tension, what stops one from resigning if you are not interested in a particular administration?
But from the tone of the governor since last week, you would have seen that he was struggling to actually gain loyalty.
No,
and he had to say that those who don't want to go with him should resign.
He was not struggling. It's within his prison. It's within his office to decide how he runs his government with his staff.
But for him to have said that out, it means that there was a division.
No, you're not talking about members of the State Assembly. You're not talking of elected officials. You're talking of appointees who are people that he invited, come and work with me. You must work the way he wants you to work. Or you can go and contest election. You can go and contest election. It's a free world. I contested election. Yes, at the time I was in a cabinet too. I also went and contested election. I stood election and went to the National Assembly and so on. Of course, at that time, I was not under anybody's direct leadership that I could say, oh, this is my immediate, but I have to do that way. So the governor was clear. And he was, if you don't want to, he made it very clear, I'd like you to work with me. If you are working with me, you work with me, within him to decide. He may decide to keep an opposition member or decide not to. But it's within his right. He alone can make that decision.
Well, it looks like the people of Akwa Ibom State are...
The third point I needed to make, the people of Akwa Ibom State, are they in support of the governor as he moved? The answer is yes.
Well,
because you saw
Honorable Commissioner, I don't know if you've done a survey. People are actually questioning what would have made Governor Eno to embark on this.
Who are the people?
And they're like, it looks like the Akwa Ibom electorate are not so much in tune with the governor's decision.
Electorate that the governor is taking care of in the discharge of his mandate are very excited. Is it the retired workers that he has paid 78 billion out of 92 of unpaid gratuities and pensions? Are they the people that will not support him? It's not possible. Is it the SMEs that is dishing out 5 million to support in various? Is it the farmers that are benefiting from farmers' grants as we speak to 2 billion fund in the last few weeks? Or is it the traders? Or is it the school children that are still enjoying free education? Or the workers that are enjoying the high minimum wage that is higher than even the federal government benchmark of 70,000, and he gave it at 80 and started paying in arrears? So who are the people that would be unhappy with him? That is not the case. If all of this, 368 ward PAs, councillors, local government chairmen, House of Assembly, and all of the elders of the state are together with the governor, and they made the declaration public yesterday. I don't know who is left in the political process that would say it will constitute the majority that can really stand against that move. I see that. Then I come to point number 4. Okay. As a governor, discharged himself equitably in the last 2 years, because the question will be midterm report. How has he performed? You and I know that this is one of the governors in this state that you can say has acquitted himself creditably in the discharge of his responsibility by the things and projects and what he has done for the people of Akwa Ibom State. And he did say that the people will remain his greatest legacy in governance. And that is why he's sparing nothing in investing in the welfare and well-being of the people. And that is what is going.
Yeah, and a lot of people say he has actually done well, including the opposition APC that he has now moved on to, which is now the governing party, actually gave him lots of credit. But he did all of this on
the chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum did say that.
So people are now wondering if he did all of this under PDP.
He gave him that credit.
What was the problem that now made him, after having performed very well, to now switch to the opposition in that state, but which is the governing party at the center? Is there a switch of godfathers? I know you worked with former Governor Godswill Akpabio, and you have been brought back to the cabinet just, 3 months ago and all of that. And we are seeing the Senate President seemingly having a lot of powers and bringing Governor Umanah to the center. Is there a switch of godfathers from former Governor Emmanuel Udom, who brought Governor Eno, to former Governor Godswill Akpabio, who is the Senate President, just because he wants to appease President Bola Tinubu?
Well, let me say here that His Excellency Governor Umanah has very deep respect for the immediate past governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Udom Emmanuel. Has deep respect for him. He has deep respect for His Excellency the Senate President, Senator Dr. Godswill Akpabio. He has deep respect for His Excellency Obong Victor Otta. These are people he had, from the day he became governor, he has been reaching out, consulting, working with them, trying to see how he can bring the state together. And he did say in his inaugural address that one of his greatest missions will be to unite the state and bring every leader and every element together. He's been very deliberate about this. So he has been in that trajectory. Yes, I have had the privilege, obviously, of serving under these governors, and I know them personally, and I know that they all performed in their rights as governors of Akwa Ibom State. But the issue of political party membership and affiliation in the current situation in Nigeria, particularly in the PDP that we were in up until yesterday, you all know, you know as I know, that today we cannot say who is the national secretary of the party that brought us to power at the time. So there is crisis already. Everyone is weary of that crisis. We cannot in the situation one day turn ourselves into a situation of Zamfara. Or even you saw what happened in Plateau. So it is all part of it. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. So you cannot lead your people to an unknown route. The governor is the leader.
The Akwa Ibom State has benefited tremendously from PDP.
Just like Nigeria did.
Other governors have stood by the PDP. They are saying that, look, this problem will be resolved, and by August, there will be a national convention and all of that. Why is Governor Umanah not patient enough? I mean, since 1999, no political party has been able to win Akwa Ibom State, and Governor Umanah, just like Governor Sheriff Oborori, just carries this gift and hands over to the APC without any sweat. That's what
there is nobody,
political observers are saying.
There is nobody that is or was in the APC that was not in the PDP in Akwa Ibom State. I must make that very clear to you, there is nothing really different from the people. It's just a vehicle, as you see. Even as we had that movement, you are still connubiting with the same people that were in the same political party and so on. And I must be quick to say that political parties remain vehicles. So the driver of the state, who is the governor, His Excellency Governor Umanah, in this instance, understands where he is going. He understands the reason why he is moving closer to the national conversation. And he has not spared his words ever in declaring his support for President Tinubu. And he made it very clear that he will support President Tinubu. He will also support His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, of course, as a Senate President, and to return as, to the Nigerian Senate and continue to provide that leadership.
And that's why I ask you, is there a switch of godfathers?
No, it is not about switch of godfathers.
The former governor of Akwa Ibom, who happens to be the current Senate President, putting a lot of pressure on that governor.
The matter is that the number 3 position is a big enough position in a country for any state to also recognize and appreciate. Nobody would wash that away. Nobody. You wash that away at your peril. Nobody does that. Yes, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whom he sees as a father and a big brother, he has declared his open support for him. And he did say that he is not the politician or the type in the mold that will be here in the night, here in the morning. Let him be where he will be able to support him openly and directly.
All right,
and don't forget, he is a pastor.
Yeah.
He doesn't want people giving names that they do not understand. So he's shooting straight.
Well, when people said he was dining with the APC at night and, continuing with the PDP by day, he denied it initially until he had to accept.
No, he wasn't dining at night. He was clear about what he was doing. He didn't hide his words. He made it public that he was in support of the president.
Oh, all right.
He said it point blank. And then, of course, he also declared his support for the Senate president. He said it point blank. He never hid his mouth. He told Akwa Ibom people that these are positions you don't joke with. He has found it, and we have to recognize and support this position. And how do you support it? You support it from the line that flows.
Now, Commissioner, is there a return of Akpabio's boys to the Akwa Ibom State Government House? You haven't really answered that question.
No, there's
the governor of
Akwa
because I know you served with Akpabio.
Yes,
and you have always served very well.
I have respect, like I said to you. That's like if we follow the governor. There's very deep respect for the leaders of Akwa Ibom State. Anybody who has had the privilege and opportunity by the grace of God and through the votes of the people of Akwa Ibom State to serve as the governor of Akwa Ibom State deserve the respect of Akwa Ibom people, irrespective of your position. And the current governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Pastor Umanah, has shown that pattern, shown that way, that those leaders must be respected. And he has accorded them that respect. It behoves on all of us, the followers, and all of those working around him to also extend that level of respect and courtesies. So the question of a godfather or no godfather isn't what it doesn't come in here. Well. It is about leadership. Someone is the governor of the state, and he has the full compliments and courtesies and authorities of the government of Akwa Ibom State to lead the state in a manner and pattern that he deems fit and with the support and contribution of the people. And that is what it is. Even the parliament of the state is in support. Next week, I said to you, the entire house, the house will openly move formally.
Well, Commissioner, we hear that there's a serious division about House members.
No,
because
that's not
politics
true.
is local.
No,
some of them are saying that they've been so ingrained in PDP.
So let us wait till next week.
If they do move, some of them may lose their seats. And Governor Umar seems to be afraid
Let us wait till next week. There's absolutely no fear. They were together. You saw them yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
they filed out in their numbers.
He has gone to France now, and I saw him with Governor Doyediri and others.
He had a UN event.
Yeah, could he have been explaining himself why he took that decision?
No, he actually had a pre-set UN Rising Seas event in Nice, Paris, France. Sorry. So he's already there. It's an event that was scheduled long ago. We already know of it and so on. The chief delivery, the executive assistant and chief delivery advisor to the governor is there with him. The commissioner for environment is there with him. Within whose purview. And then the Commissioner for Science and Digital Economy is also there because there is a digital transformation process in that part. So he has a team connected with the issues coming up at that UN Ocean conference in Nice, France. So that's why he's there. So as you can also see, those who are at the Atlantic seaboard with those threats and crises are the ones that you don't mention alongside the Governor Bayelsa. So they also have the challenge that we have on the Atlantic seaboard. So that's very relevant to us because we need
very interesting.
that level of
I was really impressed.
that
he had to leave political activities, following the
he left political.
He just moved immediately after that.
He flew all night.
And all of
he
that.
flew all night to underscore his commitment to the development.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of leadership.
That's the kind of commitment. Some people would have said, okay, let me rest. I've had so much of political stress. He still flew out and then got into the event as early as 8 a.m. this morning, was already seated.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
for the event. So you saw the pictures and the videos.
Now, Commissioner, as we try to co-storm, what happens to the PDP that gave you a platform since 1999 in Akwa Ibom State, despite all the heat and everything? People are saying that, I mean, it looks like some of you are being uncharitable to the PDP, I mean, despite all that's been done for you. What happens to that structure? Because we hear that Governor Umanah is still interested in controlling the structure.
I think you need
to bring someone that may not stand as a threat to him. I
think you need to take a census of the political processes and players from 1999. Everyone that started the PDP in one way or the other may have gone to one party or the other, depending on the circumstance and situation at the time. You know them, you know their names. And it has happened in different areas. So since Nigerian politics lacks the depth of the ideology that is required to enable such stability as you may have in the United States and other places, it becomes expedient now when the scene or the firmament within the political calculation and mathematics seems that it may not be heading in a direction that may bring the right type of development and successes. You have to now recalibrate and then reanalyze the situation, because that itself is political sagacity.
And some professionals in Akwa Ibom said are unhappy about this, and they have actually said that there are, you know, that there are dangers ahead of him.
Name one.
And that
name one
ahead of the next elections, that
name
they
one.
are
Name one. Name one.
That
name
the people
one.
of Akwa Ibom will speak loudly against Governor Umanah's decision. How are you going to tackle that?
Name one of the professionals. If you can name one now, I will tell you the profile. Name one.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had them.
Yes, I want to hear.
Yeah,
name one who is the professional.
Yeah, we actually
that
had
has
them.
one contribution. He may not even have a voter. That one that we don't know the name may not have a voter's card, even in his unit. If he has, he should come over and let's see his name.
Well,
I am telling you that Akwa Ibom people are in support of this performing governor. He has done well for the people in education. He has lifted education higher than anybody would have thought of. He has lifted healthcare. See the kind of schools he's building. The vice president the other day was, he sat in one of the classes and commended the governor. Look at what he's doing with human capital development. Some of those areas that you cannot immediately touch. I just talked to you about pensions and gratuities. And then the things he's doing with infrastructure. In 2 years, he's done 710 kilometers of roads, ongoing, including those that have been commissioned. Alongside those he inherited. He's now positioning the state on the path of tourism. You need to come to what we call the Arise Resort and see the tourism wonder that is coming out of that reclamation of over 70 hectares of gullies of despair. And I've told you this story before. Then, and then look at the convention center. I think outside of Lagos and Abuja, there's hardly any place you can find a convention center that can hold 2,000 people. But
there's also another one that was open in Enugu.
5,000 capacity. Enugu doesn't have 5,000. What we are doing now is 5,000 at the Tropicana grounds, and so on and so forth. I talked to you about the human capital part. Even the pensioners, those who were owed gratuities, 92 billion, he has cleared 78. And Labour announced this figure themselves.
All right. So just quickly before we leave.
So are those the people who will not vote for
I mean, the group is actually the Conference of Professionals in the PDP, and they are saying that there will be political retribution.
What is the name?
Political retribution for all of these decisions that Governor Umanah has taken. And he said he consulted a lot of people. Just before I let you go, who are those people that Governor Umanah consulted?
Now, this decision came out very deep consultation. Every strata of the Akwa Ibom society, from all leaders in their various groupings, from former governors, deputy governors, the parliament, National Assembly caucus, all of those involved, socio-political groupings, religious leaders, women, youths, different traders union, all of this group of people were all consulted,
including former Governor Udom. And he agreed.
Every former governor was consulted.
All right.
So what I can say to you, are there the people who will now turn around today and say he made a wrong decision? He made a decision in the interest of Akwa Ibom State.
And what are those interests? What are the benefits of belonging to a party that's in Abuja?
Enlightened state interest. We have so many things that requires Abuja. His Excellency is driving the Ibom Deep Sea Port Initiative. And you know that no state government can pursue this on its own. You need the support of the federal government. And this is where you have the deepest draft of water for any ocean-going deep sea port in this country. We must unbundle the politics of allowing this type of development to happen to the area that it ought to situate. That is the deepest port in Nigeria, deeper than anyone else. You know the history. There are so many things. We have ecological issues that require intervention. We also have to get into the national conversation, as it were, because the time there was when we're all in the national conversation. Yeah. So we need to situate ourselves in the national conversation and begin to derive the benefits that will come to Akwa Ibom people, represented by Governor Umanah.
Well, a lot of people are concerned politically that the APC is getting through the back door what it cannot get through the front door, I mean, in terms of votes and all of that. How sure are you that Governor Umanah's decision will be stamped by the people of Akwa Ibom State in 2027?
I wish the election was coming earlier than 2027. Then you will see the answer. The governor is a man that is loved by the people. He's loved by the people across Strata. Because he's a humane governor. He's a people's governor. He's not carried away by the office. He is calm down to it and bothers about the issues that affect the people. He goes to the remotest part and attends to the people. He's looking at the people, looking after the people, looking after those that may not ordinarily have come into the equation of governance. That's his target. And I did say earlier that he said that the people will remain his greatest legacy in governance.
And you know why I'm asking this? Because you would have read the sort of euphoria, that greeted the decision of that commissioner colleague of yours, Obong, who decided not to defect to the APC alongside Governor.
Like I said earlier,
a lot of people are saying that he took a courageous decision by staying out.
It is his decision, and he has every right to that. Even if it were me, if I was not in support and I didn't believe at this level, I would say no. So whatever is the conviction of someone, he has a right to
and
it.
Many people actually saying that he's a very principled politician, and it looks like that is the feeling of many in the state.
For here, I am not here to discuss that because the resignation letter was not addressed to me. I'm not. So,
but it's all part of the political process.
If out of 28, one. I don't know what that makes to you in terms of numbers.
Well, I'm very sure if you're wearing a white shirt and there's just a stain of palm oil on that white shirt, I mean, a lot of people will be looking at that.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting perspective indeed. But well, just before I let you go, I mean, the APC at the national level is so happy that you've given them this golden gift. What sort of benefit is Akwa Ibom bringing to the governing party at the center?
Akwa Ibom is bringing good governance, represented by Governor Umanah. Akwa Ibom is bringing peace and security, represented by Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom is bringing the true spirit of hard work, the spirit of development, resilience that Akwa Ibom people are known for, to the center of Nigeria. And we also expect...
I'm talking in terms of votes.
We expect a pari passu return. Of course, the majority, the votes of Akwa Ibom, as it's always going in one direction. So led by the leader, and he will still go in the direction of this leader. And His Excellency Pastor Umanah is the man to beat.
And I'm asking you this because, I mean, we are also, taking a look at the political dynamics in the state in terms of the lawmakers from the state at the national parliament, the National Assembly. I mean, do we hope to see a defection that will go towards that way? Because people are saying that if those at the National Assembly don't defect alongside the governor, it may be like a vote of no confidence.
No, they all did. They all did right in front of him. They all did yesterday. They did yesterday. They stood there. They all stood there.
Well, we haven't seen letters at the floor until letters are
letters will get to the floor at the appropriate time. It does
because you're a former House of Rep member.
It does not immediately happen. There must be a proper sitting, and letters will go. I just gave you a little information I got from the State House of Assembly that will happen formally in the Parliament, in parliamentary practice. Of course, those who have also moved in parliamentary practice would formally make their movement on the floor of either the Senate or the House of Representatives.
All right.
That is what is expected.
Commissioner, before I let you go, I must congratulate you once again. And I said, I mean, I've worked with you for a long period of time. And then for this 3 months now, you have been reappointed. I know you've been working at the background and all of that. You've been reappointed. And you are actually a very hardworking person. But
Thank you.
as you come into this government, you have worked with some of these governors. I mean, I think the past 3 governors now. Talk to us about how they've also placed a huge vote of confidence in you, in the ability to be able to carry on with serving the people of Akwa Ibom State, calling you to the same portfolio over and over.
Always a tough question.
Always
a tough question for me. For me, I have any responsibility I'm given, I discharge it to the best of my abilities, to the very best. I give it my best. And that is what I do. I also have very deep respect for our leaders, just like I said.
Yeah.
I will never be found in the fray of doing the wrong things, that could bring any form of disrespect. No, I wouldn't do that. What I would do is to give people their due respect, but stay on the part of facts and truth, which is what we are doing.
And that's what
A is A, we say that is what it is. Because I can put my hand on my chest to it. I will not say what is not real. And that is why we are here, to put these facts in perspective for Nigerians to know and the world to know that there is a government in Akwa Ibom State headed by His Excellency Pastor Umanah that is delivering super value to the people of Akwa Ibom State and Nigerians.
All right, that's such a fine place to actually leave this conversation. We must thank you so much for taking out the time to actually be with us to explain all of this. And well, the people of Akwa Ibom will be, saying what they think about all of these political, directions, in 2027. And we just hope that the APC, which is now the governing party in Akwa Ibom, puts its house in
Nigeria
order.
and in Akwa Ibom.
Well, I mean, it used to be the opposition in Akwa Ibom, but now Nigeria. And of course, the greatest beneficiary of this defection would definitely be the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, who himself escaped by the whiskers, during the last elections, and now he's got the whole state to himself. Well, let's wait and see how 2027 looks like.